What's up, guys? I just made it back from the Canada trip. Hopefully you guys seen that before this video. Hopefully I got them out in order. If not, just know that we're going to Canada. Went ahead, it's time to do some maintenance on the truck. 580,000 miles. I do use Amsoil. I am an Amsoil dealer if anybody is interested. Not trying to sell anything, just stating the facts that I do use it, have used it. 300 or 280,000. Started at 300,000 miles. All driveline is done with Amsoil. Front differential, transfer case, transmission, rear end. Then obviously I do the oil. I have felt it has made a wonderful difference. I used to use Lucas and everything else, and I don't have to use any of that anymore. But otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and move along from that and start working on a quick oil change, rotate, fuel filter, lube up the front end, you know, all the typical. Every 10 to anywhere between 8 and 12,000 miles is kind of what my goal is on that. You can run it further, just so you know. I choose to do the Amsoil so soon. I have ran up to 20,000 miles, have got my test done. It still is good. So I'm not trying to say, hey, run this oil and you can only do 10,000 miles. As you can see, engine is a little dirty. We'll go ahead and get that taken care of. I will do a fuel or air filter swap out. I do run a Banks Monster Ram air. I do have a separate filter at home. I run two filters, so then I don't have to sit there and clean it, get it all in the truck same day. Otherwise you're not rolling. That way I can keep the wheels turning. Give you a quick walk around, see what the truck looks like. We are out at my shop, my dad's shop, let's be real. We do have a nice 2-post lift. Challenger lifts up this truck 10,000 pounds, no problem. Get a nice little shakedown every 10,000 miles. So, you know, make sure all the bearings are good, make sure all the U-joints are good, make sure everything's greased, everything's good to go. So we'll go ahead and throw it up in the air, kind of show you that I do have the Famoto drain valve, kind of show you a quick drain, kind of show you how to do my fuel filter. Nothing that nobody doesn't probably already know already, but hey, if it helps somebody out, cool. If it doesn't, you guys get to watch. So let's get to it. All right, guys, we got the truck in the air. As you can see, I do run a PPE oil pan. I do have the Famoto drain valve. It does make life super easy to drain your oil. Let me go ahead and get rid of this oil filter real quick. It's sitting up there. So to change it, you literally just pull the lock out. So that keeps it so it can't pop open if you smack something going down the road. And then you see this quarter turn valve. Simple as that. Had no issues with it. It's been in there 150, 200,000 miles, something along those lines, something for quite some time, put it that way, with no issues whatsoever. I know other people that run them had no issues whatsoever. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of give you guys a walk around of a 580,000 mile truck that's been doing RV transport since 17,000 miles. See, we've got some airbags in there. I do run Bilstein 5100s. Tires are a Michelin Defender Platinum or LTX Platinum. Second set of tires, second set of those tires I've had. Love them. I probably will switch to some BFGs in the future when it comes down to needing some in, you know, another 70,000 miles. As you can see, everything is dry, dirty. Just got off the road today, so definitely not clean, but it no oil leaks, no nothing. You see where my last oil change, I didn't get it all the way cleaned up, but otherwise we're good. Do have a steering stabilizer on the front of it. Don't know if I'm going to keep that on there for much longer. It wasn't bad for what it is, but you can see the bushing kind of blown out to where it's not probably doing everything it's supposed to do anymore. And then honestly I had a little bit of wiggle and just being tie rods instead. So I have some HD tie rods on there, FabTech. Not gonna say a whole bunch of great about it. I've had to put 2 sets on this truck because they seem to make the inners go out because they're not greasable. So yeah, moral story is they're all right. Otherwise the truck is great, running great, doing great. As you some people can see too, I do have some Denali wheels on my truck because factory chrome and GM, if you know, they suck. So I had a couple 100,000 miles, sold them to a buddy who doesn't really care about that. So he was like, hey, I'll put them on my truck. So it had the other Michelins on there that I had. He loves those tires also. Super quiet going down the road, tows perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and get that oil filter loosened up, get it dropped off, get it dropped down, get it dripping and draining, and I'm gonna roll the other pan over and we'll start working on the fuel filter. So let's go. All right guys, so what we got here, the right ratchet. To do the fuel filter, it is a 36 millimeter. I do use a 1/2 inch just so it makes it easier to get up in there. I've done it with a 3/8, not a problem. I did upgrade to an all aluminum housing. Not that anything was wrong with my factory one. My factory one is over there on the bottom of a tool cart. Just kind of felt a peace of mind when you're taking this thing in and out every 10 to 20,000 miles. You're going up and down these bumpy roads. You're hitting stuff in the road on accident because you just couldn't avoid it. I wanted that peace of mind. So goes right on there. You'll see, nice and tight. It's kind of hard to do one-handed, not gonna lie. Whoops. All right, went ahead and dropped some stuff, had to pick it up, had to get going. The 1/2 inch definitely just gives you the extra bit of leverage that you need to go ahead and get this off in this tight area. Like I said, 3/8 can do it. I just noticed you're struggling that little bit extra. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this broke free. Let's go ahead and drop the filter and I'll show you guys what it looks like from there. All right, so we went ahead and got it loose. Now is when the messy, fun part comes. Go ahead and just loosen up a little bit. And this is where you get all diesely. And a drain bucket is your friend. I do like to look into the bowl after I pull the filter out. So in the past, just a little background, outfit was probably in the 400 or 500,000 mile range. Went ahead and started having issues driving with a trailer on the back after I give some throttle. Come to find out, long story short, after dealing with a bunch of other stuff, there was a bunch of glitter in my fuel filter. If I can remember, I'll slap a picture in right here because I did take it. It was sparkly. Tank pump, so the lift pump that's in the factory tank did eat itself at that point. So we just put a new tank pump in, cleaned out the lines, and we were good to go. Wasn't too bad. I actually had a buddy go ahead and take care of that for me just because I didn't feel like doing it that day. After the stress and all that, I said, nah, you can have fun with it. So let's go ahead and check this out. I'm gonna pop this out real quick. I have to set you guys down. I have seen little glitter in this forever. I don't know, good, bad, ugly, don't know. But it's definitely something I'm not worried about. As you can see, maybe, it does have some glitter in it. But you know, you're thinking about putting a metal nozzle inside your truck, inside the auxiliary tank, how many times a week, with how many gallons. If it's a little bit, I don't worry about it until I have a bigger issue. Unfortunately, RIP a couple bucks of diesel. I do go ahead, clean it out, get it to where it's not in there when I put the new filter in. So I'm gonna get that clean and we'll slap the new filter back up in there. Change out a couple O-rings every once in a while. I don't do it every oil change or every fuel filter or anything like that. Kind of as I feel like it's been a while, then I'll do it. So let's get that done. All right guys, got the fuel filter back in the housing. It only goes in one way. Do not force it. I've known people that didn't know, kind of only change it once in a blue moon. They try to like put a C-clamp on it and press a filter down in there. If it doesn't go, don't force it. Most likely you have it the wrong direction. Sure enough, they flopped it over. Everything was fine, went right in. So now I'll just go ahead, spin it back up in there as far as I can by hand. You make sure you got all the threads engaged. As soon as that O-ring hits, it kind of does it in for you. You're not going to go much further without tightening it down. We're going to get it tightened down, and then fuel filter is done. Then we move on. One thing with that fuel filter that I do not do, that I'm sure everybody at some point in time will end up doing, is over tightening that. I kind of just give a couple bumps with that 1/2 inch makes it to where it does not leak, does not go anywhere, not had any issues. And I've been doing stuff to this truck, like I said, 580,000 miles, a lot of fuel filter changes. So yeah, not too bad. So we'll go ahead and get these tires zipped off. I do use a 1/2 inch Milwaukee. It has done its job. It does it with no problem, at ease every time, as long as you got a good battery. And I use torque sticks. Everything torques up fine with it. So not saying anything I do is the right way. I'm just saying it's my way. So, you know, take it for a grain of salt. If you see something that I don't do that you don't like, sucks for you. I guess I'm doing it for me. So yeah, see the oil's almost done draining. A few little drips, if that. We'll get that cleaned up. Get an oil filter on it. Once again, just to close the valve, just a 1/4 turn right there. Put your pin in it, and you're good to go. So let's go. All right, guys. So I got everything back in there. It's empty. Got the oil filter in. I got the plug back in. You'll see nice Chevy design, goes right off that front cradle mount. I just kind of want to show you a quick tutorial on Amsoil brake clean. As you can see, it's dirty, not looking the greatest. We have another brake clean that we've purchased that works-ish. I bought a couple cases of this to have around, and like, you know, it's okay. But man, when I was a kid, you used to use brake clean for everything, and man, that stuff would work. Nowadays, it's not the same. I've used CRC, I've used everything. Man, but this Amsoil, watch this. Can's about dead. But you'll watch it just run everything off of there. And I'll bring it back when it dries. I mean, that sucking thing cleans. I mean, you can see it dripping all the way down the front differential. I gotta get some more, but compared to the other brand, does nothing to it. So I kind of use the other brand for some things that I don't need 100% clean, and I'll use my Amsoil brake clean for the stuff that I want clean. So we'll get it cleaned up. As you can see, I didn't use it last time, but look at that. I mean, there ain't no oil left on that pan. No grime. And yes, I pay for this stuff. I know the memes say, if you pay for it or if the boss pays for it, I pay for it. But hey, I like a clean truck when I can. But I mean, you can see how potent it is. It does a dang good job. So let's finish this up, guys. Sorry guys, out here sweating like 80, 90 degrees, like 100% humidity, ridiculous. Not enough airflow in this barn. Just wanted to kind of show you, I do run power stop brakes, front and rear. And this is my 3rd set on the rear. I think I'm on my 4th set on the front, something like that. Had a lot of issues with some GM pads and rotors either squealing or pulsating or just annoyingness. When you're putting this many miles on a vehicle, it's one of those things, you just want to be nice. You want it to ride smooth. You want it to be comfortable. You don't want it to sit there and every time you hit the brakes. And not to mention, I haul some 40 to 40 foot fifth wheels often when we're busy, and there's nothing worse than not feeling like that pedal's not there. That power stop, I felt like, made a tremendous difference. Actually just told my dad's neighbor, he has a 19 Silverado or GMC Denali, so you probably see a video on that, about these. I believe he's supposed to be buying them. Bought them off Amazon. I think they're $400 for the front, $400 rear. Both sets of pads, you know, side to side. Both rotors, side to side, drilled and slotted. And I'll tell you what, man, as of right now, no complaints from me, and it'll be one of those things like, I'll probably keep putting them on unless they give me issues. And the rear just got put on 20, 30, something like that, not very long ago, put it that way. Front, probably close to 100,000 miles ago by now. And there's a little groove right there maybe, but I mean, pad life, still there. Rotor thickness, still there. So definitely not something I would shy away from. I think, I mean, you see, actually, here's my old rears. Down there's an old front. See some idle arms, control arms. I've done control arms on the truck. Either way, just want to kind of give you an update or show you what I run on there and how they've been for me. So Been loving them. Have put some new calipers on the front. Nothing big deal. So tires still have plenty of tread left in them. Been doing good. So I'm gonna slap this on. We'll get a fill full. All right, guys. So I'm gonna butt off. You see the truck's back on the ground. Rotate done. Fuel filter done. Oil drained. Front end's greased up. Now it's time to fill this big Bertha. As you'll see, I have 3 gallons of Amsoil sitting right there. The reason I have 3 gallons, not that you wouldn't if you buy them in a gallon, because you need 2.5 for a Duramax. I have that PPE oil pan. That PPE oil pan not only gets every bit of oil out of the drain pan where the factory one holds like half quart or a quart of oil, it also adds 2 quarts of oil. So I actually throw all those in and a little bit of top off of another one, so I always have extra on hand. It's just part of having it. I'd rather have the extra 2 quarts of oil, a little bit more money, but hey, beggars can't be choosers when you're wanting it. One thing that I do want to point out, one of the best funnels I've ever found and I've used off and on for years. My dad worked at a dealership and they've had it. BG. These BG funnels are the bomb. Not cheap. Get them on Amazon. I cut that one down for that. I have my transmission one sitting right there. They are stout. They hold the weight. They don't collapse. They're just the best, man. I mean, if you want to go to Walmart, buy a cheapie, by all means, you do you. I'm not trying to tell anybody anything, but it definitely, I feel, is worth the money. So let's get to slapping this oil in this bad girl. Let me see if I can't set you guys up and see if you can't see it, I guess. We'll figure it out. I do have a cut, so it just kind of fits perfectly. Poor butterfly wing, that said. Obviously that ram air hood does eat some stuff. That's the clean out for any kind of water or any kind of debris that gets in there, so. One down, 2 to go. She's thirsty. You get the point. All right, now I got the oil in. The one thing you got to remember to do, makes it easier, when you change out your fuel filter, just turn the ignition to the on position, don't start it. You'll hear the in-tank run. And what you're doing is you're priming the fuel system. I go until it's, you know, not as loud. You'll still hear it kind of fumbling around. I shut the key off, cycle it again, let it do the same exact thing. And you still may have an issue with starting up, still may crank a little extra, but it definitely makes a bigger difference on fire up. So let's go ahead and 580,388 miles. Idle with some good oil pressure. So yeah, should be good. We'll check it. Make sure it's topped off, and all good to go. What's up, guys? One last thing I didn't talk about, but I would love to, is my Gen Y hitch. That is a 16,000 pound, like 1,200 pound tongue weight, 17 something stupid. Got it for a good deal on Marketplace a few years ago before I even started doing this. Sorry about the rain. Just started coming down as I started filming. That thing's been on 3 different trucks, 4 or 5 different trucks total, but doing this job. I started off with an 08, went to the 19, had some issues we'll talk about one day. Then I put it on a 13 for a while. So it's got well over 600,000 miles on the road, bouncing around between having like big park models onto it, from having small little 20, 18, 19, 16 foot little pop-ups, little bitty guys. Does wonderful. I believe in them so much that I actually bought one for my wife's Tahoe. So that's a 2.5-inch receiver right there. Hers is for a 2-inch receiver, so that means I can use it in more things. I let my dad use it for a year. He loved it. He bought his own. One of those things, man, just get off the wallet, turn in for taxes, you'll thank me later. It is amazing. You can get them at Dan's, you can get them online, get them on Amazon. I personally have bought everything in my truck off of Facebook, I believe. Weight distribution may have been off Craigslist. It was that long ago I owned that. 20K, Kurt fifth wheel hitch in the back, toolbox, fuel tank. After the first run, no, sorry, I did 2 runs to Trenton, Ohio when I first started, just to get my bearings wet, because I'm here in Niles, Michigan, so it's super close. I want to be home, but I didn't know what I was doing yet. So I did quick 2 short runs and realized very fast I needed a fuel tank. After that second run, I went directly to Dan's and had them install a fuel tank and a toolbox because you need it. So yeah, just wanted to kind of go and talk about that. You see the trucks on the ground. Do have to relearn the TPMS sensors. I do it every time. Some people do, some people don't. I'd rather know when I know if there's an issue. It does possibly kill the batteries more because you're putting them in a learn mode. So it could possibly draw more batteries and it could not, I don't know. Depends who you talk to. I'm no expert, that's for sure. So yeah, just kind of want to give you a brief update. Oil's topped off, starts, fuel filter change, tires rotated. With Horizon, we mark it down into our book, so it's there, or into our app, so it just shows it. Just kind of want to give you guys a quick brief. This is what I do. Basically, man, I have into oil and filter, rotate, fuel filter, greasing the chassis, as what most people do when they just get an oil change from a shop. And I have better quality stuff. They're getting regular old, you know, 1540 Rotella or Delvac or whatever, maybe a synthetic blend. Mine's a full synthetic, and I did all that for about what I see other people get oil changes for. So not saying you have to do it on your own, I'm just saying it makes a big difference in cost. I have done all of this for years before we had a hoist. Trust me, it's not fun. I'm a big boy. It's not fun to be crawling all over the cement. My body hates me the next day, but when you're saving hundreds of dollars, well, freaking worth it. Well worth it. So, all right, guys. I thank you guys for being here. We'll see you later. We'll catch you on the next one.